Okay, I wanted to quickly go over how to play tug with a puppy because when I'm talking about this in the puppy pre-K class, I often don't have a puppy to play with. Usually I have one of my adult dogs, and adult dogs play very differently than puppies do. Also, my adult dogs associate this room with working, so when I show them a toy, they're like, where are the goodies? So usually that demo doesn't go very well. So because I have a puppy in the house, because we're puppy sitting, I just wanted to demo this game with a real life puppy. Of course, he was wild 2 seconds ago and now he's asleep, so we'll see how he does with this. Puppies are never doing what you want them to be doing when you want them to be doing it. So we'll see how this goes. Oh look, he is awake. So the first thing I want to run through really quickly is when I'm setting up a game with the puppy, I have a few protocols that I always want to follow, and that makes the game beneficial for the dog, beneficial for your training. You want this to actually help you move forward with your puppy. And the things that I like to break down, the first one is I want to be able to start and end the game on cue. I don't want the puppy to just rip things out of your hands whenever they want to play tug. I want there to be some protocol that says, okay, now that game is available. Now that game is on the table, so to speak. I also want to be able to end the game on cue, because if the puppy is continuing to just rip things out of my hands when I decide I don't want to play anymore, that becomes not fun really fast. So that kind of goes into the next point of I want to make sure that the game is fun for everybody that's participating. So that means the puppy needs to be having a good time. I don't want them to be worried or stressed or overly worked up. And the humans need to be having a good time as well. So again, if the puppy is, ripping things out of your hands, or if he's biting you, or if you're not able to get him to drop it or whatever, it becomes not fun pretty quickly. So we want to make sure this is a good game and this is a positive experience for everyone. I also want the game to be mirrored, meaning I want there to be some balance, some back and forth. If we're playing tug, I like to actively play tug with the puppy. I don't want the puppy just playing tug with me sitting there really still and not very animated. I want to be mirroring that behavior and engaging with the puppy as much as the puppy is engaging with me. And I want to make sure that goes back and forth. If at any point the puppy's like, no thanks, I don't want to play anymore, I need to be respectful of that. Just like if I say, no thanks, I don't want to play anymore, I want the puppy to be respectful of that. So you want that balance. You want it to go back and forth there. I also want there to be some sort of enrichment or impulse control, maybe some problem solving, some sort of benefit to the game. Like, why are we playing this? Why is this something we want to do with our puppy? A lot of people are worried about tug and think that tug might be a way to increase aggressive behavior or increase mouthy behavior or whatever. I love tug because it's a good way to work on that impulse control concept of the dog gets really worked up and then they practice coming back down. And they get really worked up and they practice coming back down. It's also a great way to teach a really solid drop it. So this is how I introduce drop it for a lot of puppies, is through a tug game. And that way later on, if my puppy picks up the remote control or whatever else they have, I can say drop it. I've already installed that in a fun context. They don't think that it's a bad thing whenever they hear that word. And the last point is I want to keep games really short and sweet. I want this to be fun for the puppy. I want it to be fun for you. If you play for too long, often that fun tends to deteriorate a little bit because puppies get tired. They get tired really fast. So as soon as your puppy gets tired, they tend to throw tantrums. So you tend to get more bitey behavior, more what I call sharky behavior, where they're grabbing things really quickly. You see them showing their teeth a lot more when they get in that overtired state. So all of those are symptoms that, yeah, we probably should have paused a while ago. At the very least, we need to pause now and take a break and let the puppy go have some downtime. So I just do really quick little reps with this. I maybe do 5 or so reps, and then I move on and we go do something else. So keeping it short and sweet will make sure that it stays really positive. All right, so what we're going to do with tug is I'm going to ask for the puppy to do a say please. So a say please is just a voluntary sit. So I'm just going to wait for the puppy. When they sit, I'm going to start play by saying get it. And get it means I want you to put the thing in your mouth. I'm going to play with the puppy, mirror that behavior, and play tug and growl and do all the things. And then when I'm done, I'm going to freeze. So I'm going to stop moving, stop playing, stop mirroring that behavior. I'm going to say drop it. And then I'm going to present a handful of treats and see if the puppy makes the choice to spit out the tug toy and go for the treat hand. So that's what I'm looking for there. Once I do that, once I say drop it and offer the treats, I do just wait as long as it takes. for the puppy to make that choice to switch to the treats. If they're not catching on to this, if they're not switching for the treats, then your treats are not good enough. So we want to make sure that that jackpot of goodies is high value enough that the puppy's like, yes, I want those, thank you. It is really common that once you do that, maybe a time or two, the puppy won't go back to playing tug again. That's fine. That means that that was your short and sweet game, and then you can move on to something else. So you're gonna freeze play, say drop it, offer a jackpot, the puppy trades, eats the goodies, and then I take the toy away and I restart. So then we wait for a say please. When we get to say please, we start the game again. So let's see how this little guy does with this game. So I can demo it for you. What's up, man? All right. So I'm gonna get a tug toy. I want to be pretty interested in it, so we'll see if we can wake him up a little bit here. I know, where is Dad? Come home. And then I'm gonna hold it and wait. Yes. I'm gonna put it in his mouth and say, get it. I want it to be really easy for him to grab that. Get it, good boy. I'm gonna play tug. I'm gonna kind of move him all around. My one rule with this, I probably have more, but my one rule for right now is I don't want to ever lift his feet off the ground. So I want to make sure that as I'm engaging with him, he's playing, he's having a good time, that all 4 feet are on the floor unless he decides to be a little bouncy. So play, play, play. With my other hand, I'm going to grab some goodies. I'm going to stop play, drop it, and offer my handful. Yes. You can see he's eating my whole hand. So I'm going to, there we go. Hold that handful there until he goes and actually takes the treats out of my hand, feed him like a pony, nice and flat. Good boy. And then I took that tug toy away, so it's not on the playing field anymore. You're already sitting. I'm gonna wait for him to say please in theory, but I want to reset him here. So wait for him to say please, yes, get it. And wiggle it in front of his nose. We'll see if he'll play again now that he got those goodies. He's like, I just want treats, man. Treats are better. There you go, good boy. Good boy. Good job. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Get it, you gotta get it. But see, he's one that he's like, wait, are there treats, my little? So he's not as into the toy as he was before the goodies came out. So that's okay. He's just gonna learn the routine. The treats are only available when I say drop it. They're not available when I am actively playing. I know, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. So freeze, drop it, yes. So he spit that out as soon as I froze, which is the point. I want to get to the point where if I just stop playing, the puppy's like, oh, she stopped, and takes a break for a second. That's really going to help him when he's playing with other people, when he's playing with kids, when he's playing with other dogs. They'll start learning that if anyone stops play, ouch, if anyone stops play, then that means that we need to take a break and we need to stop as well. What do you think, dude? That's pretty good. Nice job. All right, well, I hope that helps and gives you a better, more clear picture of what we're looking for there.